Hey guys, welcome back to Married with Stitches, episode number 4. If you're new to our channel, welcome. If you are returning and watching for the 4th time, welcome back. Oh, happy fortnight, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Just say, did you have a good 2 weeks?
2 weeks. It's been a great 2 weeks. I was off the majority of it.
You really were.
Took a 10-day vacation.
I got like 6. I feel like it was really like 5.
It was wonderful.
But it was fun. We did a lot. We went to New Orleans and we went to this North Carolina State Fair. Can't just say State Fair because people don't know where we're at.
A lot of states have state fairs.
They
Probably all of them.
Yeah, lots of state fairs, lots of food.
You think Alaska has a state fair?
Absolutely.
But don't they all live in like one section? They're all there anyways.
Oh, well, there's Juneau, there's Anchorage.
Mm-hmm.
They each have like a little carnival or something.
Maybe.
Possibly.
So, we're gonna save talking about our trip and all of the funness and the food and everything for the end of the video. We're trying to slow down. We already recorded this video and we have quite a bit to show, and after you see this video and see what we have to show, we did it all in 13 minutes the first time, and we were like, wow, we must have been like
extra
excited. So we stopped it, saw it was 13 minutes, we went and ate something. He cooked
A pot of grits.
a pot of grits. And we were
so
like,
good.
let's take a breather. We'll come back and do this again. So that's what we're doing. So we're intentionally trying to go slower,
Use our words.
take our time. But we are gonna save story time for the end.
Yeah.
So
Just for all you people who only care about the stitching. That is some good tea.
it's cold now. That tea has been made like 2 hours ago.
It's still good to me. It's vanilla chai today, by the way. Bigelow.
The fancy
slurped.
stuff. The
Oh,
fancy
Lord
stuff.
have mercy.
You're being so noisy.
Oh, better. I was parched, actually.
So let's start with FFOs. So after we got back from our trip, then we went to the state fair. Then he went back to work, and I sat at home and FFO'd things. So do you want me to go first? I FFO'd 2 of my stitchings and 3 of his. I will start with this one. So this one, I didn't stitch much when I was on the trip at all, but when I came back, I stitched this. It just says Halloween, with a little cat, a ghost at the end there. It's kind of cute. It came out of the 2018 just CrossStitch magazine, Halloween edition. It was very fast. It was a quick stitch.
All you had the last time was like what part of the H?
Yeah, I didn't technically start it when we came back, but I didn't show it our last video. I had done this part of the H. I mean, it wasn't worth showing. So I finished it up when we came back. I finished it. This is it's styrofoam. I did paint pouring over it just in black and white and grays. And this is on mat board. It's just put over mat board the same way Vanna does it. So go watch her wonderful videos. That's how I learned.
Finishing queen.
And then I just embellished with fun stuff to make it Halloween. I just glued it on to my painting.
Is that with your new glue gun?
Yes, I got a new glue gun. No, did I use glue gun for this? I don't remember.
That's Eileen.
But either Eileen's, because I just copied Vanna completely, or a glue gun. I think I did. I had to.
I think so.
Yeah, I used glue gun because you can see a little bit down there. So that was that one.
Love it. Love it.
The second one that I finished of mine, I showed this before, I think in our first video as a recent finish. was this Rovaris pattern, which it came with the embellishments, the little charms. It's just, again, the same way. This is mat board in the back. It looks the same.
I like that fabric.
And then this is a mat board, and I put two little bows together, spider and witch, because there's a spider and witch, so I thought it kind of fit. Yeah, the pattern's cute. It's very witchy, just cauldrons and witch hats and spiders. It kind of like matched perfectly. Also, I had to go with quite a neutral color because I didn't know how to match that.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I didn't do too bad. Oh no,
I like
there
it.
you go. It's kind of, no, it's just how I was holding it. It looked crooked up there.
Where to hang it now? Or
Well, it doesn't hang. I didn't put anything to hang it on, so it'll just sit.
I suppose that's on to me. I think
Yes.
all of our finishes are Halloween themed.
Yeah, I'm done with Halloween. I've been stitching Halloween since the summer.
Yeah, he has.
I'm not stitching anything else Halloween.
Okay.
I don't care that the month is
It's the best holiday ever.
All right, so let's show yours.
All right.
So this is his sugar skull finish that he showed, I think, last video. Prometheus, he named him.
Looks like an alien.
Hold it
I'll
back
let you
here.
hold it.
It is quite
3D.
3D. I made it kind of, my idea was a tombstone, so
It looks like a cake.
the stitching kind of does look like a cake. The stitching itself is wrapped around a thick piece of styrofoam. Then this is mat board with, it's like a skull fabric. It's got different like human skeleton parts. It's the same fabric I used to make this little ruffles around the side, and then flowers, because you know, kind of like a tombstone.
Like
kinda.
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah,
You know,
that was my idea there.
respecting the elders. And
So
everything.
it's kind of cute.
I like it.
I like it.
Because it had nothing else to do with the finishing. I just love that. Let's see, number 2. So this was a new start and a finish. I started for Magical Stitches. Jesus! Sorry.
Okay, keep going.
Stink bug. What is living on the 3rd floor? I'm telling you, I
We
cannot
do not
handle it.
have bugs inside. Oh my god.
Why did it fly on me?
But we keep,
I don't know
because
where
they're
it
all
went.
going in. So
Our storage room.
this is the sitting room. It goes out, or not a sitting room. It's, what do you call this?
A
sitting
sunroom.
room, a sunroom. But it goes out to the back here, our back deck, and there's a closet out there, and it's very warm. And they all are like hoarding out there. All the bugs are trying to stay away from the cold. Can we get back to it now?
Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry. I don't do bugs. So this is a new start out of the 2019 Halloween CrossStitch magazine. What? It's a finish. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's a little witch hat.
I love it. So it's a set of 3 hats.
You can show
Let
me
me see
you
if
have the
I can find
magazine.
the
I'll
whole-
hold this. I'll talk about this while you do it.
Alright.
So this one is all mat board. I wrapped the finish around the mat board, little ruffles behind it. Scoop those up some. Mat board, and then I just had a little bow. This little thing came from Joann's. It was just something sitting in the clearance section. It's
I love
cute.
it. It's so cool looking.
I wanted bright fabric because this was purple.
This kind of brings out, makes it pop a little bit.
And I had this candy corn ribbon that I didn't know what to use it for, so since it went with bright colors,
I love it.
show them now.
And the jingle bell too, that no longer jingles.
It doesn't jingle anymore because I did use hot glue to put the jingle bell on, and the jingle bell glued inside because it's a little face on the other side too. So
Little pumpkin.
sad. It doesn't do anything.
Killed it. So this is the pattern here. That one. I did a substitution for the colors. I just wanted to make it a little bit different. Yeah.
What did you substitute? Because it looks exactly the same. Like
I
literally, you just took
used-
that away, and it looks exactly the
I
same.
didn't use this. I did this pattern instead. So this one called for 550 and 29. I didn't do that.
What'd you use?
I did 550 and 553, I think, for that part.
So you only changed one color.
Yeah. The other 2 I kept. But I did change it. But it looks cute that way.
It looks amazingly different. It's beautiful.
2 different shades of purple. Thank you. And let's see.
Don't set it on top of that. You're gonna squish it.
Oh,
You were just not
sorry.
graceful or
I
gentle.
don't want to
Look.
sit over there on the floor. Oh, I'm nervous of the things that could be over there. And this is the big one.
This was my last. He showed you this last time. He finished it. It's kind of just hanging there in the middle of this. So it's kind of a Halloween wreathy thing. So there are little fake vines here just to embellish with the little orange berries, but I'll flip it around. I made like a pentagram for Halloween. These are vines that were on the greenway that we live next to. I just went and collected them and used twine and made this little shape. And then the backing of this pattern, what I used, this little cat and pumpkin fabric, I just ripped it and made these little hangy things and made a bow. So that's it. I really like this pattern a lot. I wish I had stitched it. It's beautiful.
There's a spider web that's on this little corner right here. I didn't do it. It's all back stitched, but I thought it looked cool with just the pumpkin and the raven. And it's called 31 Oct. Flip for October.
It's by Rovaris as well.
I don't like Rovaris in this house.
I do actually like Rovaris.
It's
one of my first patterns. No, that's a lie. It wasn't one of my first patterns, but when I did Flosstube before, one of the first ones I showed off was a Rovaris pattern that I named Tree of Life, but it didn't have a name. And I have yet to do that one.
How many times have you restarted it now?
Twice. Because every time I start it, so it's monochromatic. Is that the right word? Mm-hmm. And every time I do it, I don't like my fabric and floss combination.
What about like a variegated, like one of those?
I don't want the tree. I don't want to use an overdyed. I want no variegation in it. I want it to be solid, and I want it to coordinate with the fabric very well.
You got lots of fabric to try.
Right now, I have it on a green. My last attempt was green, and the tree is orange, and it looks like Halloween. I don't want to it's not a Halloween tree. They do have a Halloween tree. Rovaris has made one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fine.
But this one is not, and it looks Halloween-y to me, so I don't feel like it could hang all year round. The first time I tried it, I just had white linen with a purple floss, and I didn't like that either. Also, I started that one too close to the edge.
Yeah, way too close. Back in our early days. This is really good too.
Our treat today is spicy Cajun pecan brittle. We brought some pralines home from Leah's pralines. They didn't last, but the brittle did. They were fresh, so I didn't want to save them.
This is spicy.
It's not that spicy.
Ooh. No, it went in my throat wrong. And after that hot sauce I tried, I think I'm
the windpipe.
Extra sensitive to spicy things.
What do you want to do next? Whips?
I suppose whips would be good. You want to do yours first, or let me go first?
I'll show mine. Mine are pitiful this time. I didn't do very much stitching. I spent the time vacationing and or finishing things, but I did a little bit. So the first pattern that I did work on was R2-D2 from this little Star Wars book. I'm gonna put it back how it was so I can see the pattern.
Magnets.
Ooh.
Click.
This is what it looks like. I'm working on his head. I've added quite a bit more, like everything. And I filled that in. So the rest of this is gonna be light gray. I just got to go through and fill that all in, and then I get to start working on his body.
I love that fabric.
Dagobah. So that's what I've done so far.
Have we decided on doing Star Wars yet? For Halloween?
No, we still haven't picked Halloween costumes for... I'm gonna get some Mickey Mouse ears and put them on since we have to be Disney characters, or I'm just gonna put a little nose.
I like a nose.
I don't really have anything to do for Halloween. We did, and now I can't participate, so.
Well, yeah, we can't go to the party.
After work.
Gotta love work.
Which I did it to myself because I made my own schedule, but I didn't realize that I had already done it, and then I didn't realize I made a conflict. The other thing I worked on very slightly was I started this little vine on, I think it's Praiseworthy Stitches. It comes from Just CrossStitch magazine. So I don't have much more. I'll probably finish that up this week.
Is this the short sampler?
Yeah. It's just going to be kind of a repeat of that, except there's a crow that sits here. It's called Mr. Crow's Pumpkin Patch or something. And then it'll say XYZ.
Just skip the
So that's my only whips.
That's it. I think I only have a few now because I was working on those other two. So this one I've shown on Instagram quite a bit actually. So we ended up naming this fabric Vampire Kiss.
A lot of people voted on that.
that.
I think that makes it so romantic and mysterious, and like because a vampire's kiss is like this, I love it. So romantic.
Kill 'em. So this is Tonight is Halloween. It's also out of the 2019 CrossStitch magazine. Just CrossStitch. So there's that. There's a little spider that hangs down over there. It's so cute. Stay on the fabric. Apparently bugs are attracted to me. It would seem. And so all I have left, it says Voices in the Trees Whisper This is Halloween. I'll just show you. Let's see if I can find it.
I am not holding that.
I want to make, it's not even in that magazine. JK. It's in the 2018 one. So, and it just says Voices in the Trees Whisper to Me. I think I posted on Instagram, so you can go on there and see if you can find it. It's on one of those posts. Let's see, number 2. Love this one. This is Witch's Brew. This one is in the 2019 because I just saw it. I'll hold it back here so you can see the fabric.
I don't like how the light is today.
Makes it look, well, that's true.
No, that's the color, but when you go up there, everything is just blindingly shining off of it. It's because of how you have the light sitting.
Fixed it. So that has the little snakes at the bottom, little frogs and cats and bats and all the fun things. That's étoile, so it gives you a nice little shimmering, shining, splendid effect there. I love it. So this one, it has, now you have to focus on me. There we go. So it'll have 2 trees here, and then it says double, double, toil and trouble. And it's really cute. I really like it. And I noted, Coffee Stitcher pointed out that the pattern says Cauldron, like how it was spelled back in the old time. There's no U. I thought that was pretty cool. So I think I'll stitch it that way, even though it's not how I would spell it. But there is that. And then lastly, I worked on the White Willow Stitches Tribal Cauldron, which looks like this. Boop. That's gonna be nice. This is on the fabric that Derek dyed for me. I really like that. I got all the way across the top now, so now I just have to go down. And this thing, it's surprisingly large. I didn't realize there's gonna be so many stitches, but it's kind of big. But I'm excited. Clearly in the Halloween mood, but after the 31st, I said I'm gonna go back to my original rotation, Big Bitch Monday and all that good stuff, so.
BBM, keep it
BBM.
easy.
Sorry kids. Yes, BBM then. What you got for?
So I have one new start. So while one of the things that I got while I was at Accent, since I was in there, I went ahead and got the metallics I needed to start the see, that light is not right. It's not, I don't want to keep doing that. That light is really bright. Yeah. I started the astrologer. See, because then we have to do this again. We've never had to do this.
No, I don't know what's doing that now.
Because you have it sitting right here like I'm blinded.
Let's do that. Does that make it better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
There we
go. So I started that. I got the metallics. It calls for all Krynic, but one of the colors I did get in Krynic, but I prefer Petite Treasure Braid, even though Krynic has their colors are more pretty, or they have more of an option. I prefer Petite Treasure Braid because it's not wound so tightly, and when you take it off, it doesn't make a spiral. That's aggravating to me with Krynic.
It like knots on it.
So I did get some Krynic for it, but the main color that's all over it, I substituted for Petite Treasure Braid. So I got the first little corner done there. And yes, it started kind of over on the fabric. It will have enough space. This is the same corner. I made this box the wrong size.
After all that stitching.
And see, it didn't match up right there, how it is supposed to match up. So I was not frogging because I have so much extra fabric, and I just moved over and started again.
5 inches.
This is like stuck. I'm trying to get it up there.
That's pretty.
It's kind of
I
wrinkled.
like it on this fabric.
Yeah, this is, and a lot of that color will show too.
It'll keep
Because it's not solid stitching. So that was my new start.
Love it.
It's not much to show. I really want to work on this. So
Is that going to be your BBM project?
it is one of 4 BBM projects.
One for every Monday of the month. Is
So
there
that's
a case
it.
where we'll have 5 Mondays? I guess we'll just...
I'm not getting 5. That's so rare. Though.
So we're going to do haul. Or fabric.
You don't have a new start?
Mm-mm. I finished it. It was that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's
Done
show
that.
fabric first, because then we can talk about haul and move into talking about New Orleans.
All right. You can go first because I got to find it.
I hope these colors show up. So, 28 count. This was, I was just playing around with some different techniques for dyeing, which a lot of people keep asking us for tutorials. Probably not going to do one because I don't dye one specific way
every single time.
and I'm always experimenting, trying to find different ways of doing it. So I don't have a standard. There's a lot of great videos out there for just basic dyeing if you want to use like RIT or something. But I'm experimenting with other stuff just because the point of it is I want my fabric to be different than what I can purchase. And some of it you can't really tell in person, like on the video, what looks different. But anyways, that was an experimental piece. I kind of like it. It's a little more green than I wanted it to be. That was on a 28 count. This is on
32
cashel linen. And this piece is cut for a specific project that I'm going to be... Ooh. I'm going to be
giving a peep show.
Starting very soon. I'm just waiting for it to get here, but it's cut for that, and it looks like this.
Love.
And so I dyed.
Are you gonna orient it that way?
It has to be as
Oh,
opposed to
but
this.
that way, yeah. I don't know now.
Oh, but I have to think about how it goes because this section up here is going to be completely covered.
Yeah. And
I don't know. I'll have to think about it when I start stitching. I'll have to look at it. But that's what it looks like, and it's greens and browns, and this is not white. That's what I hate about it. It's actually green,
It's
and
green.
there's no white in this at all.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So that's it.
That's what you got?
Yeah.
All right. So I dyed 2 pieces.
Yours were dyed for specific projects.
They
too.
were. It's got some more things coming. So this one is for, I think this one's 18. Yeah, this is 18 count. Oh, you can see.
Oh my God, you're
Hello.
coming all up in my space.
I'll reorient. This is, it's Ada. This is 18 count Ada. And this is for a project that I'll show you in just a minute.
Do you
But
have
it's
this one on
lots
there?
of tans, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is tans and there's a little bit of orange in there. It
It's
shows up better in person.
our fabrics are not showing good. It's darker,
It's darker
in person.
Hmm.
This lighting situation is horrible today. I'm thoroughly
Yeah, it is
disappointed.
definitely darker in person,
Something
but
is happening.
I will show you.
Stuff is
what
not
I'll be doing
aligning
on that.
The universe.
And then this is the second piece that I did. It's more of an olive tone. And see, that looks... Well, let me see. Maybe if I hold them next to each other, they'll be different.
You can tell
there you
how
go.
olive it is.
So that's
for a
definitely
second it
much
looked
more-
like it. I don't know.
But this is more of an olive piece, and this is a 16 count Ada. Specifically called for the pattern, which I have that pattern too. So I'll show you that one in just a second.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you have them both.
So I got 2 new starts to come. Oh yes. Actually, I'll just
And the
show
third one on the way. So do you have all yours?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. I got
Oh,
one
that's
more.
because that's not that. It's that.
Yeah.
So are we going into haul now?
Sure.
So that's our fabrics, and we will.
Carry
So
on.
we did go to Accents in New Orleans.
Amazing
It was a
store.
wonderful little experience. I didn't chit chat with anybody too much. I spent my time shopping. We kind of talked at the end.
Someone asked if you were Ginger Gerald.
I was so offended. Some random person walked by and said, "Are you Ginger Gerald?" I'm like,
no, that's not me.
I don't even watch
the other
him.
lady, Andre. I remember her. She was really nice.
I was so distraught.
She
I
was
know
like,
who he is,
It's
but
not Ginger Gerald.
nothing against him. It's just, I know.
So the store itself was really cute, though. They had like every kind of, almost all of the flosses, right? All the threads. They had like silks.
They have a lot of They have a lot of floss. I mean, it was a pretty. We've only been to 1, 2, 3, 4
LNS stores.
LNSs. So, this was. This it's crawling.
Where is it? Oh dear Lord Jesus.
And this one, I don't know. I guess it's a standard CrossStitch store. I don't know what else to say. You're distracting me, and I'm trying to talk about accents. Put it down and just ignore it.
He's on that project.
I'm trying to talk up this CrossStitch store right now, and you're worried about that.
They had lots of patterns from New Orleans, which I thought was really cool. So they had
did.
gumbo and like different types of buildings, like Jackson Square. They had a really pretty.
We got a couple like patterns that showcased locality, and they had some really cute stuff. I think they also do framing in there, finishing,
for sure, framing. And they had all kinds of patterns from like the 70s too, like old stuff that you don't really find a lot.
Not from the 70s,
but,
like
maybe
the 80s.
But still, they were like back there, and they were really.
They did have a little section
leisure
like that.
arts.
Yes, and then they had the new contemporary stuff. A lot of New Orleans stuff. They had a lot on the walls. There was one model stitch that I saw I wanted. They didn't have the pattern. I didn't ask them if they have the pattern. I just looked myself and I couldn't find it, so I assumed they didn't have it. I was in the right section. So let's do the haul.
All right, you can go.
So one of the things they have in there, and they make these, and then they design the little patterns, I think. They're so cute. We each got one. So they make these little pillows. Right? So I think this is specific to accents. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is unique. But they sew these little pillows, and what are they called?
The pillow tucks.
A pillow tuck. So it's like open here, and you do your cross stitch, and you can just tuck it in, and it's like a little finish. So the one I got is this, and it's by them, Accents Inc. Is this little turkey?
That's so cute.
No, it's not. Like, what is going on?
There it goes.
I don't know. That's a little turkey, and it's gonna go in here.
That's so
and I think it's cute. That's the one I got. You can show yours.
So mine is a fleur de lis, which is all over New Orleans. If you've never been there, they are literally on everything, even the New Orleans flag.
It's kind of dark.
This is gonna go in there. I don't think I'm gonna do it on that color fabric. Probably not in that color floss either. But
no, that color fabric wouldn't look good.
I don't think so, because it's black.
Oh, hello. This
Instant
is annoying.
sunshine.
There you go.
No, but yeah, I think that would look really cute in there. What else you got?
It is. So, are we just gonna go one at a time, or am I just gonna? Did you want to show your pillow at the same time? Okay, so this is nothing special to accents, I think, but I bought it. I got a primitive hair pattern. It's a squirrel. I guess she has several of them, and they had the fox and the squirrel, and I like the squirrel better. But I guess there's some other like spirit animals or something is what she called them. But the reason I picked this up is they had this fabric sitting up front, and I was like, oh, is that for something specific? And she was talking about she being one of the employees or owner, I don't know. I don't remember her name either. She was like, well, it goes with a specific series, but here's some other ideas. But then she showed me the specific series, and I think the squirrel's really cute. So I bought the fabric as well. The Bolin linen by the Primitive Hair. So is, I don't know, maybe y'all have all seen this already. I haven't. This pattern, the squirrel says 2019. But I bought this fabric.
You sure did.
And I haven't opened it yet. I sure did. He is so upset because I don't look at prices when I shop. I'm just not. If I want it, I'm going to get it. I don't care how much. And he's so upset because the fabric cost $45. Like, he looked at the receipt afterwards.
Because I didn't understand.
Really what it was he was bitter that I spent more money than he did. Which is why in his haul, I felt so guilty for it. I had to go put in an order with Stitch and Frog to make him, like, equal. Anyways, I've not even looked at this yet, so y'all are getting a, like...
Ooh, that's really pretty, though.
Yeah.
Worth it.
I mean, I saw it sitting there. I knew it kind of had words.
Really cool.
It is pretty. So I'm going to do it exactly as called for. It's just going to go on there. I've been waiting to open that for this video. I wanted to see the full thing.
That's the only thing that made it.
It's printed. So it's printed. So it's not on the other side.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Gorgeous. We had 2 packs of Peeps. Those didn't make it to this movie.
They didn't. It's a, I think it's 30 count. Because I think the pattern says
Calls for it. Yep, 30 count.
Yeah, it's 30 count bowline linen by the Primitive Hair. So this is a 30 count. Beautiful. Okay.
That's one of your squirrels.
Yes, I love it. The next thing I got, I wanted this pattern. It was in my wish list on 123 Stitch? They're all called something different everywhere else. It's been on my wish list. So I could remember to get it, but I got ink circles. This one is called Dog's Declaration. And y'all have all seen this, so I'm just going to show it. I think it's cute. It's got squirrels. Squirrels are the in thing right now. It's got dogs. We have dogs. They look at squirrels. And it's cute.
I tried to kill squirrels.
So, I've never done an ink circles before. It's my first one. Precious.
Love.
And my last bit of stitching, this is my New Orleans piece. So a lot of the pieces for New Orleans are architecture or food, and I wanted something that kind of embodied New Orleans but wasn't architecture, while I do like stitching buildings, and I'm not attached to any of those buildings enough
to have them hanging
in my house. So what I got is called Jazz Funeral, and I thought it's just really cool and it's really pretty. They actually had it stitched up on the wall. It's quite long and it looks like that.
And it's a mule-drawn carriage.
It is. There were a lot of mule-drawn carriages there.
Some with glitter paint on there too.
And some of them had their feet glitter painted green. I'm guessing that's left over from Mardi Gras. So this is pretty cool. So this was my kind of, what would you call it?
Locating geographic.
It's distributed by Accents Inc. So I guess you can only get it there.
That's really cool.
Stitching New Orleans, Rosemary LeBlanc's. Is that who makes it?
Yep.
Rosemary LeBlanc's.
Oh, really?
And so, if you were just dying to have this, you can call Accents, I guess, because only Accents has it.
And they will ship it to you.
Oh, they will, because they were trying to get us to get some floss they didn't
some
have. They were like, we can ship it to you, but we don't know how long it's going to take. And I was like, well we want it now, because we're that type of person. But that's it. So, I love this one. This one's quite large, because I saw it stitched up there. I don't know. They have theirs stitched on the blue. I don't know that I want to use blue. But their model stitching was like that.
You can do an orange and purple.
No. Ooh, but it would look good, wouldn't it?
It would. It'd be very Mardi Gras-ish. Let's see.
That's
what
it for
else I
my
get
haul.
from there.
That's not all of my haul. I forgot. So this is not stitching related, but I'm going to tell you real fast.
Really not.
So, you know, there's like voodoo shops and stuff.
Lots of them.
Lots of them.
And museums.
And yeah, we did go to the Voodoo Museum and the Death Museum. Not for the faint of heart. The voodoo was fine, but the death, I kind of regret going there now. But what my like New Orleans voodoo
acquisition,
I got a raccoon penis bone. because I'm weird like this, and I like things that are unique to where you go. Who else do you know has a raccoon penis bone? If you didn't know what it looked like, that's what a raccoon penis bone looks like.
I didn't even know there were bones in a penis, but there you go.
Yes, you did. Dogs have a bone in their penis.
They do. I didn't know that, because they show up on x-ray.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Penis bones.
Okay, show your haul.
I don't even think... Yeah, that's what I got there, right?
Well, you showed your little pillow and stuff.
So I'm also going to do ink circles with squirrels, but it's the squirrels of Sumatra. This giant thing has 29,006 stitches. And I was like, baby. I didn't realize it was that big until I looked up the floss I had to buy for it, and I could not, like... This
was the floss that they were trying to say they could order because they didn't have enough of the same...
Nothing.
Lot number.
A lot of floss.
But they said it may take a while, so we just...
Are we still doing the hashtag squirrel sound?
If you want to do it. I didn't say I was participating, but go ahead and start it. I think you'll participate.
So if you have a squirrel pattern, anything, with a squirrel, like little squirrel vampires.
Because like 90% of Flosstubers, because we watch a lot of Flosstube, and he keeps seeing squirrels, and he just doesn't want to, he wants to do a squirrel salve. So somebody please join him in a squirrel
well, you've got two patterns right there. You're already one part of the duo.
No, but I didn't say I was joining it.
Oh,
this is you got to come up with a real hashtag and tell people.
Hashtag squirrel salve, because I don't think it's taken, because I already checked. I did. So the other thing I got from them was from my Gypsy Mermaid Mirabilia. So there's like 6 Karen water lilies that you need for it, and they had 3 of them. So I got daffodil. Where's my little white paper? Does that work?
That was the opposite of white paper.
That's no, this will be the opposite of white paper. This one is called African Sunset. Much better. So it's got some pinks and oranges in there. And then the last one that I got was Mediterranean. I don't have anything white, but it's like a little blended of like blues and like a little very baby blue. So I think this is for the water, but these are amazing and they're so soft. And I've never stitched with them, so this will be a first time go at it. And
then because I spent more money than him, he's got some more haul.
Squirrels of Sumatra is going on the tan colored fabric. I love it. I think it's big enough. It should be big enough. It better be big enough because I'm not done yet. Oh, here we go. So my other stash acquisition, because I was just so upset apparently at this order that he had.
Which is why he has this. He can't deny it.
I got the flosses for Squirrels of Sumatra. These are 20 yards,
yeah, they're the 20-yard skeins
of threadwork. And this is called Autumn Leaves. I love it.
Yeah, that's the color he plans on doing.
Floss tossed. And I really liked it, so we're gonna go with it. And this will be for my new Wednesday project for nature.
You had to like it. You floss tossed after we bought it.
You're right. It was gonna work regardless. And then I got 2 of the other Karen water lilies for my Gypsy Mermaid. This one is Bermuda Reef, lots of greens and blues. And this one is called Moon Glow, which is just like a whitish cream color. You can't tell. It's fine. You'll
Showing
see
floss is so
stitched.
Boring. I just realized it. I was watching you do it, and I was like, God, somebody like.
And then I bought a new BBM project because he says we have to have 4, so I just got one. This is Prelude.
You wanted it.
I really, really.
You're the
wanted this
reason that it inspired me to do 4.
I grew up playing in orchestra, so I played the viola, and then I switched to bass like 10th grade. Then I played in a philharmonic, so I'm really attached to string instruments. And that's the fabric for her. It's the olive one. I really like it. I can't wait to start. I'm starting her tomorrow. Y'all should get your big girls out for BBM. So that is that. That's all I got.
Well, we went through everything. So
it wasn't 13 minutes this time.
I know. See, we did all of that in 13 minutes.
13. This is now going on 40.
So we owe someone a giveaway still.
Oh.
Because we kind of went on vacation, so that'll be emailed to you this week.
I'll do it this week.
Then we said when we get to 2,000 subscribers, subscriptions,
subscribers, we'd have another giveaway. So we're going to have 2 giveaways because we had 1 giveaway for 1,000 and we're going to do 2 for 2,000. So, what do we have over there? The first one. So what should we... You should show... No, we're already a giveaway, so just... He knits.
I do knit.
And this...
A lot.
We have... Show them what... This is your first giveaway.
This is one of the giveaways. For 1,000 of the people, anyway. So this is alpaca yarn from Knit One Crochet to You. I used to do stitch, like model test knitting for them, like patterns and stuff like that, for their models, and then they would like take the picture, and what in the world? And so this is 164 yards, each of them. The green one's called Spruce, and the other one is Ivory. So we will give these away to someone. What should they do in the comments for this one? Just put yarn or knitting. Don't say giveaway, just like nothing free. Just say like yarn if you want the yarn. Because I'm sure some of you are knitters out there or crocheters. I can't crochet big things. I can crochet things together. But for some reason, one hook just, I don't get it.
He's been going through a lot of his yarn because he started knitting again. I guess he feels cozy because it gets cold.
It's cold. I gotta make some things because we lived in Florida for so long. You don't really knit much there. So I do have some, but I'll let you do your other giveaway.
We have another giveaway. So the second giveaway this time will be a $25 gift certificate to Etsy.
Woohoo! So if you feel it enabled by this video or someone else on Flosstube to go buy something on Etsy, now you can do it.
So just say Etsy.
Say Etsy in your comment. And then...
And you can try for both of them. I don't care.
Yeah. It's not gonna matter. We'll find it and get it all squared away beforehand so that we don't have our bloopers. Should I show this?
You show what you're knitting. Let's see it.
Alright. I am knitting 2 shawls. Actually, one's more like a kerchief. It's gonna be like a really small shawl because it's yarn that I had. It's in my yarn. Isn't it cute? His name's Ferdinand. So this is a little kerchief.
Did you just come up with that? I've literally never heard that in all these years.
It's on. He's been on Instagram since 2015.
Really? And his name's been Ferdinand?
Ferdinand.
Wow, I don't pay attention to you at all.
A little mustache. He's cute. So this is a little kerchief here. It's got some little yarn overs in there. Very variegated, very fall. I was feeling autumnal. I'm just gonna, wrap that around there. Maybe I should grow a beard back out and really do the whole lumberjack look. What do you think? No lumberjacks?
You look good with a beard, though.
Thanks.
A bigger beard. I know he's got facial hair, but he used to have a little bit more.
It was girthy. I like that word. So this is the other one. This is the technological shawl.
Is that even working?
What? Yeah, that's all I got.
He started this 10 minutes, before the first video.
Because I got new yarn, and I really liked it. It's so pretty. I got that one and this one. So this is a 2-color shawl, and it takes about like 700 yards or so. But you can see on there I have my little... Oh, let's focus on them. They're actually the Hogwarts houses for my little stitch markers. The Ravenclaw and Slytherin and Hufflepuff and Gryffindor. So this is a, when it gets to the bottom, I think it said the technological shawl, it's on Ravelry. You can find it. I think it might be free. I'm not sure. But it's really pretty. I knit one a couple years ago for my cousin for Christmas, and I loved it so much I decided to make another one. So I'll have that done in a couple weeks there. Anything else for you, sir?
That's literally everything.
So if you're still sticking around, you want to learn about our vacation and the fair, you can definitely do that. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Let's talk about it really fast, though, because now we've gone to 43 minutes. I hold 30 minutes longer.
Jesus.
Look, it's weird. What is it doing?
There we are. Again. Yeah, I hate this lighting today. We'll figure it out.
It's all you. You set this up.
I did.
I'm so annoyed. I've been annoyed this whole video.
Have you really?
Uh-huh. I'm not perky at all. I'm annoyed right now.
I'm sorry. So what's your favorite part of New Orleans?
So, we did do a little bit of drinking because it's New Orleans.
Just one day.
Yeah, we only drank the first day. As soon as we got onto Bourbon Street, this lady pulled us into a bar and was giving us shots. And
oh yeah, her.
First, no, this fool, he's such a sucker. I'm like,
She's pulling us in there not to chit-chat. She wants to...
make some money.
Anyways. So they were like these little tubes, and she puts them in... She holds... How does she do it?
She put it in her mouth somehow.
Yeah, she makes you come above her, and she's holding them in her mouth, and then you have to bend and go down. And then... I'm like, honey, do you know who you're with? I don't want to do it on camera. But while she's giving it to you, she's like... And I was like sitting here drinking because she's got 2 of the tubes going down. And I was like, do you think this is getting me excited? Like, look at us. Not to mention I could do it better, honey.
So it's called the orgasm shot at that, so we should have known from the get-go.
Was it really?
It was.
I didn't know that.
It just clicked all of a sudden.
So we drank the first day. We went on Bourbon Street. He got lit. But we had to like go home really. He didn't last long at all.
They have these fish bowls, and they're like $10, and it's full of alcohol. And so I go in there, and I see everybody else has them on with their little necklaces that you wear with it. And I'm like, I see the lady, she's like filling up with ice. I was like, oh no, put light ice, please. And then she's like, you don't want to do that, honey. These are strong. And I was like, no, it's fine. I should have listened. I should have got the ice.
I had a lot of tequila in it.
Probably stayed awake past 8 o'clock.
Well, we did end up having dinner that night. We went
Mother's.
to Mother's.
Oh,
it was delicious.
Thank you for the comments about that, because a lot of people kept saying Mother's to go there, and Cafe Du Monde, which we did not do, but
we didn't.
Mother's was good.
That's my fault too. So we did have
beignets,
but we went somewhere else.
Cafe Beignet, also very good,
which was amazing
really
and
good.
Delicious. We got brunch there one day, and
we had crawfish omelets.
So
good. And grits.
They did have grits. And then our beignets. There was a little bird at this restaurant because it's open air at this particular one.
The picky bitch.
It's a picky little bird, so I'm all for the animals. And I saw it fly in, and it was sitting there. So we had toast on our plate, and I threw it down there. He like threw it across the room.
Literally.
It's like a little finch. And he hopped around to all the little tables. Next thing I know, there's a bird sitting right next to the same bird. He made his way back over here. And it was yelling at me. Like, just yelling and looking straight. This sucker wanted a beignet.
He knew what a beignet was.
He knew what he wanted because I gave it to him and he went to town and then he left.
He literally did not come back. The beignet was
but
like,
that was very good. Mother's was very good.
Yeah. We went to the gumbo shop too.
Gumbo shop?
I think that's
Gumbo
what it's called.
I did.
Gumbo house.
It was good. It was my least favorite of the main
all
restaurants we ate.
But we tried the gumbo.
We also, even though there's Popeyes here and there was Popeyes in Florida, we were like, we have to eat at Popeyes in New Orleans. So we ate Popeyes for dinner one night.
We did. It was
actually better though.
Than here. I don't know what they do differently down there. A little more Cajun voodoo seasoning.
And we did a lot of voodoo shops. Yeah. Voodoo museum, that was cool. It's just kind of informative about New Orleans voodoo culture.
Where it comes from.
The Death Museum. Most of it's okay. Most of it's about like serial killers and history. And then they have, the best part about the Death Museum though, they have real mummy linen in there.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh my God, from like 4,000 years ago. And it looks better than the linen. Like, I was looking at it, and it was so even
like
and so perfect.
squares.
And they did that like 4,000 years ago.
I'm like, I don't know how.
That was all about CrossStitch. I was like, I could stitch on this. It was perfect.
In the Death Museum.
And Joann's can't even get their branded like stuff right.
It's like oblong.
Sorry, but
it's Prometheus.
It is bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, the Death Museum also had a theater.
Don't talk about that.
I'm not. I'm definitely not going to go into detail, but it is not for the faint of heart. I will say that.
Because they show
everything. Last moments. That's a good way of putting it without being too graphic.
It was a bit much. We kind of leave.
We also got to watch them do the demolition, the controlled demolition of the cranes on top of the Hard Rock Cafe. We missed it after waiting for the hotel. But we were standing up in the parking deck, like waiting for hours. It was scheduled for Friday.
We didn't wait for hours on top of the park. We waited hours all day while we were doing
walking
stuff.
around. So it was just like
correct that before
there were
think
people
we're
like
standing.
all over the streets, like with their cameras, like holding them. I felt so bad for them because it lasted like 5 hours before that thing went down. So
And it was a fail.
it did.
Once they blew it up, the crane was still hanging on the side of the building.
Yeah.
One of them part of it fell onto the ground, and then it was still up there. The other one was like hanging off the building then.
It was really loud though, because we were like all the way down at Jackson Square. We could hear it. So I was like, oh, there it goes, and I'm not there after I waited for so long.
We went in the cathedral.
Oh yeah,
it was very beautiful in there.
Gorgeous in there.
We took loads of pictures. I think on Instagram I just put a picture of the cathedral itself, but we took pictures of the inside.
I'm trying to
got some holy water.
You threw it at me.
He needed it.
It was straight up in the face. And then I burned. No, I'm just kidding.
He acted like he was burning.
I did.
While he was walking out of when he was walking out of the cathedral, I was like, "You disrespectful."
I didn't drink in there though. I was actually being good that day.
Mm-hmm. So it was really fun. We went to a lot of cemeteries.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of cemeteries.
Old cemeteries.
If this was our first time ever going to New Orleans, I'm sure like most people have been, but they're all like, most of them are above ground and like it's very tombs. Like haunted movie, tombs, vampires. Some vampire movies have been filmed in them. Some of the cemeteries you have to take a tour, like where Marie Laveau is buried.
It's like $20
and stuff like that. But some of them are just open and you can go.
He woke me up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday to go to a cemetery by 7. It opened at 7, and he's like, we got to be there. We drive all the way to Lafayette Cemetery number 1, and it's locked.
It was locked.
For repairs. So he woke me up.
But then we went to Lafayette Cemetery too, and it was open.
It was open, and he goes looking for bones.
Somebody. Okay, these things are old, and some of the tombs are
like they fall off.
I'm gonna make a comment. So he put pictures of bones on Instagram, and someone said that's sad that a hurricane.
I don't know if it was.
So the hurricane did do damage down there, and there's evidence of that still, and that was awful. The particular bones that I finally found, that wasn't from the hurricane.
No, like the whole thing.
That was from just being old, because I had to climb up where there was I was being super horrible, creepy. But if there's a hole in a tomb, one, I'm looking for a vampire, or I better see something good. And
you finally found
this sucker. He was like, of course you're going to take more pictures. The moment that I found, and I was like, oh my God, there's a half of a skeleton in here.
I was like, what?
He's climbing up there, knocking me off.
Get over it.
I was so like.
I just let him do all the hard work to find out what I really
There wasn't
wanted.
there wasn't a skull in there, but there were hip bones and some other broken bones.
They were.
The cemeteries are really cool. They're really creepy. Amazing.
And there's
if
so
you like
many
cemeteries,
people.
it's a good one.
I think they have
imagine.
an overpopulation problem in their cemeteries.
Although
there's a lot.
Their cemeteries, most of them are from like the 1800s, I think.
Yeah.
The oldest one's like 1830 or something. We have older cemeteries here in North Carolina.
Yeah, 1780.
Probably most of the 13 colonies do. But they were still super cool, super creepy.
Definitely worth going and checking out.
Also informative.
People did not live long back then.
Saw the Mississippi River.
Oh yeah, we also saw someone sleeping in a bush next to the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
And he was snoring good. I was like, oh, he's got him a good sleep on. We
Yeah,
went to
there's quite a few homeless people.
The CrossStitch. We did go there. The yarn store. We didn't buy anything just because we were like, we had to go check out of the hotel and I didn't have time to like really look and see. They had a lot of yarn, lots of different colors. They also had some cross-stitch patterns back there, but only like for New Orleans.
They only have New Orleans.
They only have New Orleans ones.
Cross-stitch patterns.
And lots and lots and
and
lots.
which is why I didn't buy anything there, because I'd already gotten
these New Orleans
what
pieces.
I wanted.
Like we can't just deck the whole house out in New Orleans. We could for Mardi Gras, I guess. People do that. They had lots of needlepoint canvas, so it was like insane. And I didn't realize how expensive those things are. Kudos to anyone who does that hobby, because it's like $75 to $200 for the canvas. And I was like, whew.
Yeah, we're thinking about how much we spend on fabric and then a pattern.
That's true, I suppose.
It's
like
about
the
the
pattern's
same.
included with the fabric on that. Mm-hmm. I get it. What else do we do?
I think
There.
that's a good summary of New Orleans. I
that's
mean,
a
we
good
did a
summary.
lot. There was also a little kitten at our hotel.
Oh my god. God.
I wanted to bring it home, but I didn't. It was a little tuxedo kitten. And, God, I have such a bleeding heart.
He's like a Snow White. The animals just flock to him.
It did!
You get the animals, I get
It
the bugs.
found me at my car. It was just meowing. I happened to have a bag of cat food in the trunk because I always have something around. And I fed it one time, and then it knew my car. The rest of the time it would come and meow.
I went outside to get my shoes out of the car, and it was screaming at me. And I was like, I called him. I was like, your cat's down here and it's hungry.
I said feed it.
I forgot. Sorry.
I fed it later.
I know you did.
Because then I went back
Put
upstairs.
half a bag of cat food. Who just has cat food? Like, you work in an animal hospital, and they had a really good sale. That's why we have cat food. It was really fun, though.
I just happened to have a lot of animal supplies with me.
Just in the event that you find a stray cat that you want to bring home, you gotta coax it in the car somehow.
That's right. So that's it. We came back. We didn't make it down there in the solid drive. We stopped in Montgomery.
Our bones, your bones, were screaming.
I was like, we have to stop now.
Yeah, we
And
made
so
it halfway.
we did
just
stay. We called our hotel, said we're going to be a day late. And we got a hotel in Montgomery, which happens to be his last name. So we took lots of Montgomery pictures.
Coca-Cola
We are married. That's why it's Married with Stitches. He came up with that name, by the way, because he was like, it's like Married with Children, but with Stitches.
not.
Anyways, but we do not share the same last name. We didn't change our last names at all.
Hyphenate or anything. We don't do that. That's too long.
So his last name's Montgomery. We did stay there.
That's interesting.
We weren't there very long. I mean, we slept and then left again.
Got up at 7. Kept on.
No, I think we got up later than that.
You did. The dogs were sleeping on top of me, so I got up.
We did take our dogs with us.
They made it back the way. We went the whole way back. We did drive straight through. We didn't stop.
We did. I was begging to stop, though.
I was like, no.
I wanted to stop and get a hotel 45 minutes from the house.
From the house. I drove all the way from Montgomery to Raleigh nonstop. I think we pulled over one time to go to the bathroom. That was it.
We stopped a couple of times because we... Oh, no, because in Montgomery is where we stopped
That's
and
where
we ate.
stopped. I just blazed on through. I was like,
So,
I'm gonna make it.
then we came back, and then
State fair.
we went to the state fair. The North Carolina State Fair was in town. And so we did that. We also posted pictures. I believe the North Carolina State Fair was voted the best state fair in the country. I'm just saying, it's huge. I didn't take any pictures, and I don't think you posted any either, of the actual fair part or where all the like food and concessions are.
So much
We
food.
kind of showed the homey stuff.
Yeah, the preserves, the cakes.
Yeah, all the competitions, all the little meals and stuff that are on the campus that they put it on.
They also had a lot of quilting, lots of quilting and like clothing, people who made clothes. Trying to think, like knitting, lots and lots of Afghans. They were beautiful.
We ate lots of food.
Ate a
We
lot.
didn't do anything but eat for a solid week. We need to be...
On a diet, and here I am eating more
I
brittle.
seriously, oh my God.
Yeah, we eat a lot. But we were gonna enter pieces this year, but then we were
I'm
like,
not
we're not
going
North
to.
Carolina residents. I think we told you, so we just enjoyed admiring all the other people.
I will say though, I don't know how many people have actually gone to a fair
There's a lot.
and looked at what hangs up there for the competitions for stitching. And it's not bad mouthing them. There was a lot of beautiful stuff. But it really gave me confidence in what I do.
Cocky.
It's
No,
not
some of
cocky,
those
I'm serious
stitches were
because
like,
you think it's like intimidating, like
Yeah,
I could never enter anything. These are professionals and it looks amazing. No. I looked at their stitching, I really got up on it and I was like, oh,
in it.
in it. And I was like, oh, so I don't really pay attention to other people's stitchings. I just criticize myself. And when I see that, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good.
I can do these things.
And I think most people are like, if you went, you'd be like, oh, you'd feel really good about yourself.
Yeah, because stitches crossed in this way or just not crossed at all. And
See, now you're being critical.
you thought it. I just said it. That's how it usually goes.
So that's it, really. And now we're back to normal life. Again, we have 2 giveaways. For the yarn is one. And for the $25 Etsy gift certificate is the second one. We will get out our first gift certificate this week. We promise.
So sorry.
But, you know, it is what it is. You're going to get it, and you're going to love it when you get it. And
no announcement this week. Sorry.
I doubt they even cared.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
We're postponing our announcement.
We're postponing it.
Oh, we just got to an hour.
Oh, yay, that happened. Well, it was great seeing you guys. Thanks again for tuning in, and thanks for all your great comments. Again, I'm trying to respond to them all. You all are great, especially with the fabric names you come up with.
I've already waved goodbye.
And I know, but I'm still not done yet.
I was trying to end it at that hour.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks from today. Today is now Monday. And have a happy Halloween. And enjoy the cooler weather, because I know that I am. And lots of pumpkin spice things. So have a good 2 weeks. Happy Fortnite, guys.